How do you do? It would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of the Wyatt's Metal Podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Shockingly, I'm somewhat on time this week, so a round of applause for me, everybody. The Savior finally did it. He's not on singer time this week. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. How is everybody? I've seen some people in the chat here already. Do me a big favor and let me annoy you for a second. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. It's annoying to hear, but it genuinely does help your favorite YouTubers out. And I won't bother you with that shit again. Very exciting week, I would say. I got some shockingly awesome news to share with everyone in a bit. And there's been some tours announced, some weird a police cam video that we're gonna go over of the wife of the Weezer bassist who was shot, because that shit was weird. Summer Slaughter has returned, now taken over by friend of the channel, Jamey Jasta. Lineup came out earlier, so we can go over that too. And whatever else anyone wants to talk about. First time I saw Sharon was, hi guys, thought it was 12:30. I was trying to be on time this time, and what do you want from me? I'm a vocalist. We're not aware of time. Anyway. Mr. Darkmare was here in the chat. Hello, Wyatt. You are awesome. Thanks. Try listen to a band called Bacalao. They are good. I have not heard of them, so I can check that. 1 second, please. Rocket, get down. Rocket's jumping on counters and shit. Come here. What are you doing? Look at how big this motherfucker has gotten. You guys saw him when I first found him on the channel, and he was a tiny little baby. Still just as much of a elitist hater, but now he's even bigger. Rocket, what do you think of current metal and how poser it is? Okay. Anyway, Josh L is in the chat. Happy Wednesday, gentlemen and lady folk. Still trying to drown my sorrows from Havrunu canceling their Maryland Death Fest appearance. I don't know. I don't even know who that is, but that sucks. Isn't Maryland Death Fest like really soon? Like next month soon? Hope so. Another one that I sadly will not be at this year, but I need to make it out to that one. It's really a crime that I haven't been to Maryland Death Fest yet. Anakin's anger management therapist says, yo, just got a PS5. Any game recommendations? Only have Hogwarts Legacy. I recommend selling the PS5 and buying a gaming computer because it's so much better. I don't know if I've shared with you guys before. Growing up, I was Nintendo and then Xbox up until about COVID, and then I got a PS4. And very quickly after getting a PS4, I was like, holy shit, I've been fucking up this whole time. And would call myself a PlayStation gamer for about 2 years until I started gaming on my PC. I was like, oh my God, why do consoles exist? This is the best thing ever. I've probably mentioned on here before, I've annoyed my band with it a lot. I've modded the shit out of Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh my God, it trumps any PS5 game out right now. That's my recommendation. But also, I guess, Jedi Survivor, since your name is Anakin and everything. Speaking of Star Wars, I watched the 4 episodes of Andor and got really bored. I like the first season. I'm a defender of the first season, but I have to pick it up quick with the second one. Daniel says, what's up, everyone? Thanks for being here. Dread says, the Savior returns. Kinky Sizemore says, finally, the kink has come back from Japan and South Korea. How was that? That must have been awesome. Those are 2 places I've never been to. Did you get to punch Johnny Smalley in the face? I hope so. That would be on my bucket list of travel items. Real quick, I have to mention this $20 super chat from Tommy. Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate it. Happy Wednesday, all metalheads. Best day of the week for metal people who watch this channel. All right, let me catch up. A vocalist being on time, what a milestone. It's a rarity around here too, believe me. It's always weird when I show up to band practice like right on time and the band's like 5 minutes late and they're all like, what are you doing here? I'm so glad I caught the stream for the body cam stuff. Hell yeah. I have been hooked on watching police body cam videos lately. So when this whole situation came out, I was like, I got to go over this. I already did watch it, but we'll go over it here too. It's fucking weird. That's all I can say. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense. We'll see what everyone else thinks. Let me catch up here before we get lost on super chat or chats too much. River says PC gaming is freedom. Yeah, I held off on it for years because I didn't want to play with the keyboard. It does not work for me. I'm a controller. I did not know that you can plug pretty much any controller into any computer and it'll work. So once I discovered that, I was like, holy shit, fuck consoles. Yeah, that is the way to go. Did you ever try the Red Dead 2 mod with cars? Oh, I immediately started driving the DeLorean as soon as I could. That shit was hilarious. You can get like a tank. You can drive a Cybertruck in Red Dead 2. That was stupid. Oh, really? Cole Bassett's left foot says, today's National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day, April 30th. I did not know that. Yeah, if that's a thing, Wyatt's Metal supports that. Rocket wasn't even a shelter pet. He was a van pet. He was stuck in a van for like 2 days as a little baby before I found him. And now he's a metal elitist. Shay Moon says, not a gamer myself, but I like watching people play and giving commentary. Anytime people talk about gaming, I feel like a good doggo who doesn't know what anyone's saying, but I'm just glad to be there. Hey, respect. Nothing wrong with that at all. I am by no means like a competitive elite gamer. I play single player games on my own. That's it. I have no interest playing multiplayer and trying to like competitively play with anyone. I don't give a shit. I don't think I've ever completed a game 100% in my life. I'm playing for fun. Let's see. Anyone watch Revenge of the Sith in cinema? Bunked college yesterday to go see it. Nice. I didn't see it. I saw it in cinemas when it came out originally, but not this time. But yeah, I love how a 20-year-old film, not made by Disney, blew all of their shit Star Wars movies out of the fucking water. What does that tell you, Disney dicks? And it's funny, I'm old enough to remember when the prequels came out and they were hated. It was very much split down the middle of people who loved the prequels and people who hated it, but there was huge backlash to them at the time. And now they have much more of a nostalgic value, I'd say. But they are leagues, all three of the prequels are leagues above all shit Disney Star Wars now. By far. I'm story mode only. Yep, that's what I do. I used to play Call of Duty back in like I think Black Ops 2 is when I dropped out completely. But before that, like original Modern Warfare, I was playing those. And when everyone got so hooked on playing online and getting the perfect like top score, what's your ratio? It stopped being fun for me. I just want to spray and pray. I don't give a shit about that. Mara Jade lives. Yes, I like this person. Everyone woo this man. Yes, he knows what he's talking about. Oh, Mara Jade is my dream woman. Reading those books was like, amazing. The band Ministry is done, says Sharon. Yeah, I should bring that up. I forgot about that. But Al Jorgensen, Uncle Al, has stated that he's done with Ministry and live music again, which probably good for him, I guess. I always liked Ministry. Live, they were killer, but he made no secret that he'd never really liked playing live. So, same with Devin, taking a break from touring. We'll talk about that. And Zetro from Exodus went into detail about why he is no longer in the band. I was going to say left, but he didn't leave. But they're all kind of on that similar page of touring gets hard, especially when it's not much money involved. Prequels were fine. It was a lot of Jar Jar hate. We'll get to the metal topics in a second, but yeah, all the Jar Jar shit's retarded. But looking past that, there's a lot of really great story and plot development and everything. You have to watch them with new eyes. Let's see what we got. Oh, on the subject of mods, have you seen the Skyrim mod that replaces the dragons with the state of Ohio? No, I did not see that one. That's pretty hilarious, though. I thought you were going to mention like the new Oblivion mods. No, that's funny. It's like in Red Dead, they have you can get a Tommy gun, you can get a SCAR, like assault rifle. You can play as like a bear or an alligator, pretty much whatever you want to do. Someone says, I love the Skyrim Ohio mod. That's hilarious. Now that I'm into like modding and gaming, there's so many games I feel like I have to buy again so I can play now with all these new things added. Like, I've played GTA 5 for like 7 years, and I really don't want to play it again. But now that I know how modding works, I feel like I might have to. Devin Townsend, tired old lad. Oh, that's perfect. Strapping on lad, tired old lad. Let me see. What's up, Wyatt? A week from today, I descend upon Columbus for Sonic Temple. Schedule's dropped, and there's an interesting choice I have to make. Incubus or Crossfade Reunion? What's your pick? Yeah, I saw that their schedule dropped today. We could check that out, too. Between those two bands, personally, I'm not big on either one of them. But what's the chat have to say? Everyone watching, if you had to choose between Incubus or Crossfade Reunion, which would you go for? Because I myself, honestly, I'm not really into either band enough to answer that. But I'm sure they'll have a great time. Did you see Riot Fest's terrible lineup? I think so. I think I did. We can check it out. Blake says Incubus. We got one for Incubus so far on the Sonic Temple countdown. What about the Macho Man Randy Savage Dragon mod for Skyrim? Now I have to buy Skyrim again so I can do all this shit. Yeah, like there's I'm gonna have to go through Fallout and add a bunch of mods. I started replaying Star Wars Survivor and I modded Cal to be Darth Maul and he has the voice and everything. It's so fucking cool. Anyway, people, another one for Incubus. Crossfade only has one song apparently. Born of Metal says meh. That's my answer. Bathroom break between those two. Smoke a joint in the parking lot would be my answer. While we're on that, let's just pull up Sonic Temple really quick and go over that. Sonic Temple. I almost forgot about my exciting news to share. I'll do that after this. Where's that? We got the lineup. Not just the lineup. We need the schedules. Where's that at? Huh, where do they have the running order at? I'm on their website. I just see the lineup, but not the actual running order. Someone said they second bathroom break. Wyatt's Metal Party in the bathroom at Sonic Temple during Incubus and Crossfade. Where's the actual schedule? Probably here. No, I'm good. Insane Clown Posse and 3-6 Mafia are going to be there. Metal as fuck. For as much jokes and shit talking there is for Insane Clown Posse, I've always heard that they're really good to their fans. On my VIP video I just did, talking shit about VIP experience, lots of people said ICP is really cool to their fans. I'd rather go to Gathering of the Juggalos than fucking like Coachella or something. Alright, I don't know where the thing is. Bathroom break, then refill your beer. I'd go crazy for 3-6 Mafia, not gonna lie. I could get down with that. I wouldn't be totally against it. I know some of their old shit. Dude, at the top, schedule. Am I fucking stupid? Schedules. Answers yes. I am. Fuck. Alright. Are you guys seeing this? Am I on the right page? Yeah. To be fair, I'd rather go to jail than go to Coachella. Damn. It'd probably be less expensive, not gonna lie. Your bond will be cheaper. Thursday at Sonic Temple. Let's go over it. We've got 4 stages. First one I know of is Silly Goose and Orgy. I don't know if I'd particularly watch either one, but I've heard of them. Alien Ant Farm would be hilarious for their one cover. We got Bleeding Through, it's alright. Fit for an Autopsy's violent. Shadows Fall, sweet. I would definitely rather watch Health over Poppy, personally. I know she's big now for some reason. Ginger, fucking awesome. Very much impressed me at Aftershock. One of the, like, legit metal bands that hits the American festival circuit. We got... People still watch Filter for some reason. One of Ministry's last shows. Korn, regularly scheduled programming. First day is pretty lacking for me. I named my cat after Ginger. Nice. Shay says, Silly Goose was awesome. Saw them and met the singer Jackson at Aftershock last year. They were seriously rad. Cool. I can believe that. They seem like good people. Dylan says, I'm showing up at 7 Dust. There you go. Bathroom Night's going to be fired tonight. The Mad Max Wasteland is less chaotic than Coachella. It is. It actually is. Where are we at? Last time I'll bring up mods today. Probably not, but let's go over it anyway. But did you ever see the mod where somebody reskinned the grenades in GTA Online to look like the Samsung Galaxy Note 7? No, but that's fucking amazing. Damn. I'm going to have to find that shit. That's hilarious. Trying to think of other like really hilarious mods that I saw. Discovered that there's a whole bunch of sex mods for games. I was not aware of this whole world that apparently any game now will have a sex mod feature. Let's see. We got Arch Enemy last Friday. They slayed. Nice. It's always been good anytime I've seen them. Where are we at? Schedule. This is Friday. All right. The very good day. Starting off early, we've got 200 stab wounds, or wound, whichever one it is. Overkill, right at 12:35. Damn. Starting the day off with a classic. That's sick. Having seen Overkill headline, or not headline, but almost headline at Milwaukee. That'd be crazy to see him that early. What the fuck is going on this morning over here on the main stage? This is epic. Okay, yeah. Friday Temple stage rules. Starting with some Overkill brunch, going into Exodus, followed by Testament, Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie, and then throw Metallica on there, because why not? Yeah, I would be happily staying at that stage up until about half of Metallica. And then I would leave to beat parking. Cannibal Corpse, of course. Fuck yeah. Hatebreed. On at the same time as Rob Zombie. I'm going to watch Rob Zombie. I'm sorry. Acid Bath Municipal Waste at the same time. Who did that? That's fucked up. Why would That's insane. There had to be someone else who could have swapped him out. Put ICP there. Fuck it. Acid Bath at the same time as Municipal Waste. And Black Dahlia, sorta. Oh, come on. That sucks, just because, like, those are going to be mutual fan bases for sure. I didn't even notice Gatekeeper. That's sick. Yeah, Friday is fucking solid as fuck. Let's start from the bottom. We've got Overkill, Exodus, Frozen Soul, Testament, Suicidal, Gatecreeper, Alice Cooper followed by Municipal Waste is kind of weird. Acid Bath, Black Dahlia, Rob Zombie, Hatebreed, which take your pick. Cannibal Corpse. Yeah, Friday's sick as fuck. Armored Saint as the same time as Testament is AIDS. I was never into Armored Saint, I'm not going to lie. So, for me, it's not so much AIDS. Where the fuck do I go? To the pit. To the pit! Alex says Hatebreed over Rob Zombie. I personally disagree, but we agree to disagree on that one. That's not one where I'm going to be like, no, fuck you. Like, Bathroom Night. That's the new opening band for Goodalox. We got to start a toilet tribute band to open for Goodalox. I want to go see Alice play with Judas Priest in September. I'm 1,000% going to that show. I haven't gotten a ticket yet, but I am not missing that one. Yeah. Been a while since I saw a tour where I was like, fuck, yes! Having all the heavy bands on one day is kind of dumb. Look at those clashes. Yeah, I mean, that's a tricky situation because it depends on like the band's personal schedules and then what the festival has going on. It's usually not so easy as to just be like, yeah, we can just throw them on here and here and here. Why not? Like, it's usually pretty complicated to put the schedule together. Not so complicated that you have to wait until the day of people getting on the cruise to release it. But should I see In Flames and Machine Head next week? I would say yes, because that lineup was pretty sweet. I missed the Exodus played with Death Angel and Hyrax here just recently. Forgot about it until like last minute and it was too late. And I was like, oh, I should have went to that. Jared says, I just found out there was a sex mod for Red Dead 2. That's what I was implying. There's the main character in Red Dead has love that, disappears and they never get to be each other and it's really sad. But with mods, you can fuck her. I laughed really hard at that. Too many bangers, says De Cruz. No time to sit down and chill with a beer. Not on Friday. Yeah, you're right there. You're going to have to chug a beer on Friday during other bands. Let's see. Let's go to what else we got here. Yeah, so Savior Metal approves of Friday at Sonic Temple for sure, except for that Clash. We got opening the Temple stage on Saturday. We got Sick Puppies, old school, not old school metal, but I've heard about them for a very long time. Hoobastank, what the fuck? Yesterday it was all like Exodus, Testament, Acid Bath, and we're like Hoobastank. I didn't know that they were still a band. See, Saturday has all the time you need to recover and make up for your lack of beer drinking the day before, because it's pretty scarce, at least for me. Jimmy Eat World, what the fuck is going on here? There's that Clash right there. We're talking about Incubus and Crossfade. I would skip this entire day. I'm not going to lie. Literally, the group I would want to see the most would be 3-6 Mafia. I'm not even joking. That would by far be the most entertaining on Saturday. Damn. I wish I had more hands so I could give that lineup 4 thumbs down. If Big Ass Truck and Hot Milk aren't there, I'm not going. I think one of them is. There might be a Big Ass Truck at Sonic Temple. Jimmy Eat World. Yeah, like, I didn't know that was a thing still. What about Welcome to Rockville? I think that one had a pretty good lineup from what I remember. Juggalos are going to like the lineup. I guess so. Wait, where we at? Lilith will mosh for you. Don't disrespect the stank. Damn. The ultimate new metal fan has come into the chat to harass everyone. Got to shout out Under Oath. Seeing 3-6 Mafia instead of Linkin Park is based. To be fair, it's L. Ron Hubbard Park. It's not Chester Bennington Park, you know. See? Yeah, Dread knows. L. Ron Hubbard Park will stalk you, Wyatt. Let's go to... We got one more day. Sunday. The fam is on fire in the Cathedral stage on Sunday. I don't know what that is. I think this is the band people were telling me was good. Corrosion of Conformity, I know is good. I know is fucking awesome as shit. Calvera, Shadow of Intent, that's pretty brutal. I know a lot of people have been big on them lately. That band I can't pronounce. We got Quicksand. We've got Nails. Nails is sick. I like that. Harm's Way, Obituary, always welcome. I've seen Obituary thousands of times, and I would see them 1,000 times more than seeing Hollywood Undead. Terror, always fucking sick live. Guar, always a blast. The crowd will be noticeably dirtier after Guar plays. I do like this. Guar basically into Arch Enemy, into Power Trip, into Metallica. Because I'm someone I would not need to watch both the Metallica sets all the way through. So I'd be good with catching like a couple songs while running through there. The end of this day is pretty good. The opening was... Well, you know, to be fair, this one has some good bangers on it, but there's enough gaps in between to refill your beer, get to each stage. It's not like, what was it, Friday, where it was kind of like go, go, go nonstop. At least my personal taste. Maybe someone else loves all of these bands. Yeah, overall, I really like Friday. Sunday I could dig. The other days don't really have much that would interest me. They should offer the old people's ticket where you get, for a 4-day festival, you get 2 days. You get to go one day and then recover, and then go one day and then recover. Photo Bear says B+. Fulci and, or I probably said that wrong, and Corrosion would be a tough choice. Yeah. Sunday, come see Gravedigger. I'd rather go see JoJo Siwa than L. Ron Hubbard Park. At least I can throw beer at them without getting death threats from Tom Cruise. I would 100% rather go to L. Ron Hubbard Park. God, that sounds like worse than Chinese water torture. I actually said it right. Hey, I'm good for something. Shadow of Intent is great. Yeah, I've seen them pop up on a lot of people's Instagram posts lately. Even if Chester were still here, I still wouldn't think about missing 3-6 Mafia for Linkin Park. The one time I saw Linkin Park was at was it Amnesia Rock Fest in Montebello, Canada. Great festival that isn't happening anymore. It sucks. But they were headlining there, but it was a weird mix of, it was like Linkin Park, System of a Down, Carcass, Bolt Thrower, Snoop Dogg, Rob Zombie, The Exploited. That was all those bands were on that year. It was weird. But so I think I was walking by Linkin Park because I was too good for them at the time. But I had to stop and be like, their sound is really good. I watched a couple songs from the back. I was very impressed. And I very much remember Chester did a shout out to Ministry because they were playing on one of the other stages. And you're like, this next song is for the guy who taught me how to scream, motherfucking Al Jorgensen. And I was like, what? So that was really cool. Carcass and Linkin Park on the same lineup. Yeah, dude, this festival was weird and awesome. Let me pull up this old lineup. Yeah, that was when Chester was still with them. So now, obviously, I wish I like really took it in and appreciated it. At the time, I was standing in the back hating and then being like, all right, it's pretty good. Rock Fest. This was 10 years ago? Yeah. Damn. Old as fuck. So this was it. I went to this festival in 2015. I don't know why it's not around anymore. I think they blew all their money on getting some like headliners that were too big. But this was 2015 in Canada. It was Linkin Park, System of a Down, The Offspring, Slayer, Snoop Dogg, Pixies, Rob Zombie, Deftones, Tenacious D, Bad Religion, Goldfinger and Ministry next to each other's weird as shit. There was more. We had, for those who know rap, when Snoop Dogg performed, he had Corrupt come out. I don't think anyone there knew who he was except for me. Steve-O was there. Tom Green was there. I was there. It was bizarre. That was a really good festival, man. Good times. I would love for that one to come back. But since it's gone, now we have to send Godzilla to Canada. Womp womp. Can we bully Riot Fest lineup next? It's pretty shit, and I want to see it bullied the same way the kid who asked if there can be homework does. All right, let me look that up. What did Riot Fest do this year? I don't even know who's on it. All right, we got pulling it up right now. Riot Fest 2025. It's a weird festival that adds all types of different bands. Headliners seem to be Blink-182, Weezer, not taking any break from their wife getting shot, based, and Green Day, here to tell everyone how to vote for $500 a ticket. People pretending to be the Sex Pistols, Jack White, Idols, Alkaline Trio, All Time Low, Knocked Loose, probably the most violent thing there. Does that say the Beach Boys? That says the Beach Boys. Huh? Por qué? Excusez-moi? What? I'm confused. All right. That's weird. Jawbreaker, Dropkick Murphys, Bad Religion, finally a good band. Whole lot of crap and things I don't recognize. Weird Al Yankovic. What the fuck is this lineup? Hanson? The like kid band? Or am I thinking of something else? And then we have The Damned. Cool. Rico Nasty. That sounds gross. There's a Microwave. The Buzzcocks. Finally a good band. There is a band on this lineup called Peg Boy. Moving on. Marky Ramone was sick as fuck at Aftershock. Camper von Beethoven. What the fuck is going on here? All right, yeah, I'm confused. Agnostic Front. It's like what's random, weird, bizarre shit and then violence. I see Mac Sabbath is on here. Puddle's Pity Party. It's like it's less of a lineup and more just memes put together. Agent Orange, random as fuck with all of these weird things playing. Big Ass Truck is on here. Hey, we got a big ass truck rolling up to Riot Fest. I haven't even listened to that band at all. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm not gonna lie. Someone says Puddles can sing. All the old guy bands. What the fuck? This lineup is insulting to my eyes. It's just confusing to me. Does anyone pre-order their merch before a festival? Some offer the option. Sonic Temple 2025 is offering the option. I haven't done it. I think it's a fantastic idea when it is used properly. I think at some festivals, people have complained that they did that and they still had to like wait in a line to pick it up. Not the main one, but like a different line. But I'm sure other festivals have done it well. I think it's a very good idea. But don't come blaming me if the festival does it wrong. Considering Slayer was headlining last year, this is a total downgrade. Yeah, this is a festival that will have bizarre shit, but then it will have like the Misfits or some big punk metal stuff. This one's just weird. 1 point for Weird Al. Sex Pistols without Johnny Rotten is dog shit. I agree. I'm seeing the original singer of the Dropkick Murphys perform the first album in a couple weeks. I didn't even know that was a thing. Is it the guy who used to be in the band when they had two singers recently, or is this someone else completely? I don't know. Yeah, Alex says last year they had Lamb of God, Rob Zombie, and Slayer. Nothing like that here. Now we got Hanson and the Beach Boys. Which, if we had a metal as fuck lineup and then the Beach Boys on there, that could go over pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, but this is just weird. Sorry, that was disgusting. Lame. Mainstream metal is weak. Is there news to share with a hint in the chat? Don't spoil it yet. We're getting to it. We're making fun of other festivals first before we get to a good one. Tone C says, my cousin is taking me to see AC/DC tonight. Hell yeah. I'm sure it will be a great show. Most energetic old guys you've ever seen. Ugh. This is definitely someone's Spotify yearly summary. That's a great way to put that. This is like a middle schooler's iPod from like 2004. When I was in high school, I knew a couple girls who still listen to Hanson, and even then I was saying they're still around. Yeah. If I remember correctly, Hanson was like little kids, and now they're probably like old guys. You know? Oh, for Dropkick, the singer is back from the 90s before the two-singer deal. No, I did not know that. That's cool. I hope Knocked Loose plays next to the Beach Boys. When I saw Beach Boys, it was mainly their grandkids. What the fuck is going on? It's a bunch of young guys like, you guys like the music our grandfathers played? Apparently we're not metal because we're on social media and have a podcast, according to Mick McMaggot. All right. They changed their name to the Beach Grandpas. Yeah, that would be good. That's weird. I will not be attending Riot Fest. The fuck is that? Maybe I should get to my big exciting story before we get to a couple of other things here. Sure, why not? I'm hoping to see Devin Townsend again next month. Be your last chance, pretty much. So definitely take it if you can. Where are we at? So, big exciting news. I'm pretty sure I can talk about this. I've not been told by anyone that I can't or anything. Let me double check my email to make sure I don't have like a big warning. No, I'm pretty sure we're fine. So I got a very unexpected, exciting email yesterday. I have been invited to a metal festival that is taking place in June. And let me pull it up right here. It is the Satan Festival in Iceland. Yeah, this is a small, pretty new festival in the northwest of Iceland. I hadn't even heard about it, but thanks to some awesome people in the industry, I have been invited on a complimentary trip. Expenses paid, pretty much. So that's fucking crazy. I will be doing media pretty much for America at this festival. I'm going to be interviewing bands. I'm going to be here the whole time. I'm going to be going around like Iceland, the local area, and interviewing people, putting like the normal festival videos that I do, but talking about the culture of Iceland too, because unbeknownst to the person who offered me this gig, they had no idea that my family is Icelandic. And I've been there a lot, and I know a lot about the culture already. I know who Skalmold is. They're a huge Icelandic band. So that was completely random out of nowhere and absolutely fucking perfect. So Wyatt's Metal will be attending the Satan Festival in Iceland at the beginning of June. We got the Vintage Caravan. Skalmold is a well-known Icelandic death metal band. I don't know who this next one is, but we've got Vader and Carcass and Take. I love that. Discharge. Other bands I don't know of, but I will check out. We got the whole playlist here. I am stoked as fuck. I haven't been to Iceland in quite a while. I consider it my homeland, even though I was born in America, but shut up. I identify as an Icelander. It takes place in the town of, let's say it together, shall we? Stygisholmur. I think that was actually somewhat close. Something along those lines. It's even smaller than Reykjavik, which is the main popular town in Iceland, the capital of it. I actually might have been here before. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. Stygisholmur is one of the most beautiful towns in Iceland and is located at Breiðafjörður, something like that. That's half me trying to be Icelandic and mostly just retardation. Bay on the northern something peninsula. Yeah, so Wyatt's Metal Party in Iceland in June. Who wants to come? Cannot promise that we won't set off any volcanoes. I haven't been to Iceland in never. I recommend it. It's incredible. Like most fresh air you'll ever experience in your life. Extremely nice people, extremely hot women. The women who work at like gas stations and McDonald's are like supermodels. Wyatt, I'll teach you how to pronounce Take. We'll do it. I'm listening. Beneath the Remains says, huge congratulations, bro. That's fucking awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was blown away. I've gotten like allowed into festivals before to do footage, but never flight, trip, and everything. Watch me get fired now because I talked about it, but no, I don't think so. McMaggot is in the chat, still trying to talk shit. There you go. Iceland gave us Sigur Rós and Björk. They also gave us Of Monsters and Men, which is not metal at all. They're very much like house indie music, but they had a very nice album that came out at the time. They also gave us Solstafjörð, another great Icelandic band. Vader, Polish metal. Fuck yeah. Vader is my first death metal band, actually. So I'm excited for that. Lilith says, Rocket, why is going to Iceland? We party, babe. If I come back and there's pizza boxes and condoms and shit everywhere, I'm going to be disappointed that I wasn't invited. Photo Bear says, dude, that's awesome. Good on you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shouts for... Hey, someone knows Scalmold. Daniel knows Scalmold in the chat. That's awesome. When is this? It is the beginning of June. Go back to the flyer. Wait, I clicked the wrong thing. Where are we? What are we doing? Wait, fuck, damn it. What happened? Satan Festival. What does it do? Why is it taking me to a different site? Damn it, come on. Let's do Instagram. Yeah, it's June, I think 5th or 7th in that one place in Iceland. Yep, there we go. Stigaskilma Island, June 5th, 7th. That's a word that means something. Yeah, it's a small festival, but I'm very excited. Hopefully we can blow it up into something even bigger. Yeah, so European party in Iceland if y'all want to come out. You won't need your shades. I mean, you still get sunburn out in Iceland, but yeah. I did a month in Iceland as part of a school program where in the summer the sun does not go down. It literally at like 2 a.m. will go and then like back up. I remember we were all like out partying and then woke up bright as fuck outside. We're like, oh shit, we have to get ready for school. Everyone gets dressed, ready to go. We check, it's 3 a.m., but it looks perfectly bright outside. It's very confusing. Where are we at? Dredd says, Wyatt, sorry, but it was Rocket's idea to party, not ours. I believe that, but you can't trust him. We got Headbangers Boat 2026. I would love to do that. Yeah, I haven't done Headbangers Boat yet, but I would really love to. We got some. I'm going to start swimming right now. Look out for sharks. Screw invading Canada. I'm going to Iceland. We invade Canada through Iceland. I've never said that the Godzilla wasn't being built in the icy north. Which, by the way, I fucking forgot. I missed a super chat by Tommy. My bad, man. I feel like a dick for that. Tommy, with the $10 super chat earlier for the Godzilla fund. Thank you very much, sir. We'll be entering through Iceland, going up around to throw them off guard. When I was in Iceland, a polar bear floated there from Greenland, and it was like big international news. People were freaked out. Comment Hell's Heroes 2026. I would love to do that, and that actually reminded me that not only all the things I just mentioned at the Satan Festival, I also apparently will be moderating a panel on like the growing current metal scene in America with festivals like Hell's Heroes and bands that play that and everything. So that's another thing. Literally found out about all of this yesterday, so I'm still just kind of bragging. I'll bring the baby oil. Oh boy. Now it's turning into a party. Where we at? Anyway, speaking of other festivals and stuff, next topic dropped today. We have got Summer Slaughter was just announced. A new era after the failed new era of last year. Yeah, for those who don't know, Summer Slaughter was a big, well-revered festival back in the day that a lot of legendary death metal bands and then new upcoming ones would be on. A lot of bands became pretty big because of Summer Slaughter. Disappeared for a bit. made his big triumphant return last year with a lineup that everyone hated and made fun of, and said it became like a meme of how shit it was. And then the other day, it was revealed that Jamey Jasta is now in charge of Summer Slaughter, at least a big part of it, and has helped put together this lineup for a 16-date summer run. And the lineup is Hatebreed, obviously, Bleeding Through, Fugitive, Malevolence, Gridiron, or Gridiron, I don't know what that one is. Escuela Wine, a band we like to make fun of a lot on this channel. Snuffed on Sight, that's interesting. And Insight. Right off the bat, a smaller lineup than what Summer Slaughter's used to. But Jamey said that this is kind of like, you kind of don't want to jump all in with way too much starting off on something like this. So this is the kind of ease in to get it like built up and started, and then build it up more over time with more bands. And he said they're going to take it to Europe too, and other parts of the world. So yeah, I would say better than the lineup last year for sure. Jared says all hardcore bands. Dread says, fuck yes, Malevolence, biggest mosh pit I've been in. Fuck yes. There you go. And isn't Fugitive the Power Trip guys? I thought it was. Or similar people. No Britney Spears. This fest sucks. 100% agreed. We got Escuela Wine isn't playing Philly, so I might go. There you go. I don't love the lineup, but considering Summer Slaughter used to have deathcore and tech death, which was trendy at the time, kind of makes sense it comes back as more of a hardcore deal. Yeah, and I could see like maybe next year there are more bands like that. Maybe they bring something like Cryptopsy around again. Did you guys see the retarded troll in the chat? Mick McFeck McMaggot. He's been trying to get a rise out of people. It has not been working at all. Hey, fuckers, most of you will grow out of it because you aren't metal. I aborted 2 kids to be free. What? And I'm more metal than almost everyone because I don't care what you internet babies say. That's why I'm spending time in a chat of a channel I claim to hate, talking to people I claim to hate. You really showed us, man. Anyway, where are we at? Nick is actually Finn McKenzie. This lineup is hog shit, says Beneath the Remains. There you go. This dude is seriously retarded. Like, people like to claim nowadays that, like, oh, everyone's created equal and everyone has equal worth. No, they don't. No, they don't. Anyway, moving on. Someone asked, what did Escuela Wine do? Be annoying. That's what they did. They're just always bitching about everything. Where are we at? Summer Slaughter. A couple of quick things were announced over though. Well, we got 2 tours actually to mention really quickly. A big power metal, I guess you could power metal, fantasy metal tour, and then a death metal one I'm very excited about. But for the dorks out there, we got Ailstorm announces a US tour with Gloryhammer and Glyph. That will be a very nerdy, fun time. Those who haven't listened to Glyph, check them out. They're an awesome band. Hitting pretty much everywhere in the US. Ending at a tour that's actually going to Orlando, Florida. Holy shit. Yeah, who's planning on attending this one? Do we have any power metal fans in the chat? It's probably mostly death metal people. Josh L says, a School of Wine put on the worst show I've ever been exposed to, and them complaining nonstop has only added fuel to the fire of my disdain. That's exactly the same. I mean, I haven't seen them live, but I've only ever seen them pop up when they're bitching about something. That's why I came up with a School of Wine. Wish that Testament, Obituary, and Destruction tour hit the U.S. Yeah, Destruction has a problem with coming to the U.S., apparently. I don't know why. Unfortunately, because they're an awesome band. People in the chat saying the troll is starting his villain arc. No, he's just having a brain aneurysm. Just ignore that. Power metal sucks, but the shows are a good time. Fair enough, honestly. Yeah, you can't really deny having a blast when people are throwing around like pirate swords and floaties and shit. Besides that, we've got the other tour. To make sure I can close all my shit. New band I'm very excited about that I try to hype up as much as possible. Crypta has announced another North American tour. Awesome fucking death metal band from Brazil. I highly recommend. Getting goddamn ads out of my face. Hitting all the places in September. Coming to the Whiskey A Go-Go in Los Angeles. And fingers crossed that a certain band could play with that. But I don't know yet, but fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm stoked about Crypta. I don't know if there's any other bands on here so far. Yeah, come to Brazil. That's such a hilarious meme. Everyone into metal knows about that. There was a couple of months ago, Dimmu Borgir posted something, and I noticed that the comments were unlimited, and I was like, oh, it's fucking losers. Like, anyone who does limited comments is lame and assholes. And I looked at the comments, and it was a flood of people just saying, come to Brazil, and that was it for like a long time, and I was like, okay, maybe they had a point here. It's ridiculous. That was pretty funny. Have they found a new guitarist? I do not know. Not sure. Tommy says, Mick and Wyatt in the fight pit. Oh, wait, that's canceled. That is not worth my time or interest in any way. You wouldn't, would you try to get in a fist fight and argue with an ant? Yeah, that's my reaction. Hey, yo, what's up, guys? How are we today? Doing pretty good. I planned out a lot of my next videos, actually, by the way. My next one is going to be a list video on the best metal documentaries. That's been a pretty fun one put together. I found some that I didn't know of that were very good. And then I think I'm going to do quite a few guide videos again. Or like overview ones, like my history of heavy metal one. I think I might go into each subgenre now. Maybe do one specifically on thrash, specifically on death, and all of that stuff. And then I want to highlight regions in the world for metal too. Like, I'd love to do a video on Latin America metal scene, Asian metal scene, Middle Eastern metal scene. So I think those are on the list of things that will be coming up. Wyatt, if you haven't seen the docuseries Helvete, you need to check it out. I have not. I might have like a while ago and don't remember it, but that popped up on my list I've been going over. Slave to the Grind, someone recommended. Until the Light Takes Us. Mick McFaggot again. Dimmu canceled all their tours for 2025, and then they said they'll play some festivals. Yeah, I think that was the post where it was something like that, and I was going to make fun of them, and then I saw all of the comments were just fucking stupid. Anyway, yeah, go check out Crypta. We've got. Let's go over. Oh, We got two things to go over, and then we'll get to the police footage. We're definitely going over that. I'm not forgetting about it. But let's go over the Canadian bald man. One of the good Canadians, will say. Devin Townsend announces indefinite break from touring, shares why in new statement. Which means that officially no one else will get to see that strapping young lad set except for the people who are on 70K in 2020. Fuck all of you posers. That was amazing. I'm so glad I went to that. Devin has announced an indefinite break from touring. He posted a video on it that might have music on it, so I might not be able to play it. Fuck. Well, let's try it. Don't get me in trouble, Devin.
My friends, hello. It is Devin Townsend. It's a pleasure to be in your acquaintance. Thank you so much for participating, coming to watching the live stream of The Moth recently. If you haven't seen it, myself and the team put a huge amount of effort into it, and it's still available for streaming online. The streaming quality is very good, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to say in 2 weeks, I start a tour in America. This video acts as me announcing that I'm going to stop touring for a while. After this American tour coming up starting next month. If you're in America and you want to have the opportunity to see me or meet me or participate in the work that I do in a live front, this upcoming tour will be the last time you get a chance to see me for quite some time. I'm going on a vacation. That being said, that vacation will incorporate about a dozen things that I've been waiting to do for all these years that have to be pushed aside because of the constant touring. So I say this again. This American tour coming up starting next month. If you want to have the opportunity to see me, this is your opportunity. My friends, it's a pleasure to play for you. It's a pleasure to be in your life. And thank you for being in mine. My name's Devin Townsend. Let's do this.
This man's burnt out, if you can't tell. No shame at all. I completely understand. I feel like Devin kind of didn't really make much of a secret that touring gets tiring and difficult. You know, we're in an age where, like, back in the 80s, everyone's like, live on the road. And now it's a lot more common for people to just openly be like, touring sucks. Unfortunately. Which reminded me what he said there, that it kind of just took up time to do other things. That's pretty much what Zetro said in a recent interview too, where he talked about leaving Exodus, being fired from Exodus, but he said it was like he was burnt out, but he wouldn't have left on his own. But then they decided they wanted to move on, and he was like, yeah, all right. It was how he described it. So who is bummed about that? Saw Devin with Animals as Leaders. That was a great show. Devin's always been fucking incredible live. I've seen him a bunch. First time I saw him was Hellfest 2010, I think. And he made the crowd do a group hug. He went, everyone group hug, fucking hug each other. Yeah. I personally like Devin's more crazier, weirder, heavier stuff as it's gotten a bit lighter, a bit more stuck in the ethereal realm. It's started to lose a little bit of interest for me. I still greatly respect him and think he's awesome. Yeah. He's got this North American tour. I forgot who's on this tour, actually. Yeah, so there you go. Any Devin Townsend fans, this is basically your last chance to see him live. If I had to guess, he might pop up at some point later on for an exclusive show that he likes to do. But in terms of like touring and shit, yeah, it seems like he does not want to do that anymore. Sharon says, loved Empath. That was a great album. I really liked Addicted, Deconstruction. Epic Cloud I really liked. And then Strapping, I was a huge fan of Strapping. Never got to see them live, but I saw Devin perform Strapping songs, and that was crazy. Josh L. says, I only listened to one Strapping album. Always wanted to do a deeper dive. I recommend it. When I was younger, getting into metal, I would just watch YouTube videos of Devin saying weird shit on stage. LA, May 23rd. Fine, let's go. Better hurry up. Shit. Ziltoid. Yeah, Ziltoid, of course, is great. Where we at? Mick McFeck McMac. Wyatt is tabloid sensationalism, not journalism, not metal, not entertaining, annoying and counterproductive to metal. Shit talks is for rappers and hip hoppers. DMZ bullshit. Mick, you've been in a chat that you claim to hate, talking to people you claim to hate for like an hour. Everyone here is having a good time. You've only made me laugh. So if you're sitting there raging out, there are many other things you could be doing with your spare time, like fentanyl, Xanax, chloroform. These are all fantastic ideas. Lilith, why do you have Discord? I do not. I'm not really a fan of it. I had one when I started the channel and kind of just didn't really like it, wasn't into it. So I know people have asked for one. I'm sorry. Like, maybe I'll make one for people to chat in, but I don't really want to spend time on it. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. How much you want to bet Similar Pieces? This is what happens when the steroids wear off. People saying Mick McFeck McMaga is a troll. Yeah, just ignore him. Just ignore him. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to go over that I did not actually read yet, but I thought it would be quite entertaining. Former aborted drummer addresses allegations in a new statement. If y'all remember, dude was very suddenly kicked out of Aborted. Reason, I personally didn't see any like straight up evidence because I didn't like look. So I'm not saying it wasn't there. I'm just saying like I did not read into it to see like how much evidence there was or not. But it was said that he was kicked out for talking to kids, which I have to keep reminding people is a very easy problem to not have in your life. It is incredibly easy to not talk to children. But he's apparently made a statement. I didn't read it. Let's look over it. Former Aborted drummer has now addressed not only his exit from the band, but also allegations on social media. Oh man, Mick is losing his shit right now. We're going into tabloid TMZ. This man is just sitting there raging right now. Everyone point and laugh at Mick. We're not even booing him. It's not worth that. Earlier this month, the band made a brief and abrupt announcement to reveal the dude was out of the band. No further explanation was revealed. I don't care when he initially joined. The drummer has now issued a statement through his social media revealing why the move was necessary. In his post, he alludes to an online interaction with a young female fan that he claims was consensual and reciprocated. Doesn't say legal. He adds that she was of consenting age in her state. What does that mean? Oh, she had to be some weird ass state where 16 is still legal. And adds, while legal, I understand it never should have happened. Excuse me. I'm 100% right. I haven't even looked into it. The drummer notes that while there are some false claims and misinformation concerning what's been shared about the interaction on social media, he does not intend to add to the conversation about what happened between the two parties, but rather acknowledging my part and learning from it. This man's guilty as fuck. Allegedly. Any lawyers watching. As for his decision to leave the band, he states, my departure from Aborted is intended to protect the people and the community I've cared about and created music with for more than 15 years. That's weird. Oh, the full statement will start here. Yeah. We got... Get the jam. We got some grade A shit talkers in this chat. Over the past 2 weeks, I have taken time to reflect on what's been posted, knowing how important it is for me to address it. I never intended to make anyone uncomfortable, and I am truly sorry. The bottom line is, I had a consensual and reciprocated conversation online with someone of consenting age in her state. That just does not read appropriately to me. While legal, I understand it never should have happened. Those who know me are rightly surprised at the situation and the extensive misinformation out there. I've always carried myself with respect for others. Consent is something I take very seriously, and I would never knowingly cross that line. I'm horrified by the false claims about the conversation and about my character. Though this was a private conversation and the falsification of events surrounding it is defamatory, I will not continue the rhetoric by sharing my side. Huh? My focus right now is acknowledging my part and learning from it. Usually, if there are false claims that are defamatory about you, you would want to try to quell it by sharing your side. Not by not saying anything. I think. As a husband and father, damn. Seeing my family so negatively affected by something they did not do has been brutal. Though my wife has already shared that we have an open relationship, I am truly sorry to her for the inappropriate attention she's received as a result of my actions. That's getting even weirder. She's my best friend, and I have the utmost respect for her and the life we've built together. She stood by me through everything, and she doesn't deserve the harassment. My departure from Aborted is intended to protect the people and the community I've cared about and created music with for more than 15 years. I left the band to distance them from this. They had no part in my communications, and they shouldn't have to carry the weight from them. Going forward, I am taking a step back to heal to help my family heal and to reflect. Well, comments are turned off, aren't they? I bet. Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, I'm just double checking. Yep, comments are turned off, I think. Or yep, anyway. Interesting. Kind of weird. But shut up. Calling your spouse best friend feels sadder than calling them a partner. When you put the open relationship part in there, kind of, yeah. That kind of sounds a little cucky at that point. No one cares about McPhee. Who's been accused of what now? The drummer for Aborted was accused of talking to an underage girl. Dude is 35. Using consenting age is fucking insane. I didn't know he was 35. Yeah, he didn't just say of consenting age. That explicit, like, in her state makes me be like, is her state like bumfuck Alabama, middle of nowhere, where it's still legal for 16 and to be related? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, yeah. Easy problem to not have in your life, especially if you're a father and married. McMaggot has now been in here for about an hour and a half trying to harass people that don't care about him in the slightest. It's that meme where everyone's at the party and when someone back, like, stop having fun. And it's just like, anyway. And I know not everyone from Alabama would be like this joke I just made up, but you get my point. It's a little bit of a suspicious statement. Again, allegedly, that magic word you have to say. We got... But now, the piece de resistance, the thing that I was looking forward to, that'll probably be the most entertaining on here. Couple weeks ago, the wife of the bass player for the band Weezer was shot by police. She's alive. She did one of the weirdest post getting shot moves I've ever seen in my life. So the story was that in LA, police were chasing some burglars who were not related or affiliated with Weezer wife in any way at all. They chase them into some backyards, and as the cops are going looking for the people, she comes out of her house in her yard holding a gun, and the cops start telling her, like, ma'am, what are you doing? Drop it. She doesn't drop it. They keep telling her to drop it, and then she fired at them, and then they fired at her. And we now have more information. The police finally released all of the body cam video and everything. Because it was really bizarre. And it still is bizarre watching it, but I want to because this shit's fun. Like, literally, if you watch my most recommended or my algorithm on YouTube right now, a lot of it's going to be police body cam videos. I'm not going to lie. Random kind of hot lady. But we get to this extremely boring police captain describing what happens.
Department. I'm going to provide you a brief overview of an officer-involved shooting that occurred on April 8th, 2025 at around 3:55 p.m. Northeast
This man is an animatronic robot.
Patrol Division officers responded to a California Highway Patrol, CHP, request for assistance in locating multiple hit-and-run suspects who had fled the scene of a traffic collision and were last seen running into a residential neighborhood near the 134 freeway and Figueroa Street. The suspects were described as 3 male blacks, one not wearing a shirt, another carrying miscellaneous items, and a third covered in a yellow blanket.
Could you be more excited about this?
Here is the 911 call and corresponding radio broadcast.
This is why I watch Donut Operator. It's way more entertaining.
LA City 911 operator 516.
Hi, CHP. If you can respond out with the area.
Okay, this part's not really important. It's just talking about the people they're going after. We have to wait till we get to the yard because I don't want to sit through the entire 22 minutes. It's about here.
Suspects had last been seen, and the officers followed to provide backup.
Suspects ran into a yard. Cops follow him. Now you're caught up.
Can one of you back me going to this house? Yeah. There's a homeowner that came out.
In case anyone's worried, no one dies in this video. Nothing like graphic happens, just weird.
He wants us to. Hey, sir. Hey, give me 1 second. Inside the house right now. Yeah. I see if we just go in there. Because he's in there. Hey, wait.
There she is. All right. So this yard, not the one they're standing in, but on the opposite side of this fence, is her yard. That's her house, and she comes out over there. So pretty much the entire time, the cops are behind this tall-ass fence.
You've been able to switch over to one of the Claymar's channels, the mutual aid channel, so that you guys all talking on the same frequency.
While in the rear yard of that residence, the officer saw a woman in an adjacent rear yard armed with a handgun.
She's standing around looking confused, wearing yoga pants, no makeup, loaded 9mm. Weezer's still making some money. That's got to be an expensive house for LA. Is the sound just like off or something? That's weird. I just get completely quiet. Anyway, there's no sound on this part for some reason, but you can tell she seems to be looking around at basically the noise that's going on. You could hear before there was the police helicopter. There's got to be sirens, people shouting. Probably hears the commotion of the cops in the other yard over here. So she seems like she's trying to figure out what all this loud noise is. People were speculating that she was fucked up, that she was high. I didn't check, but I heard that she went to the hospital because she was shot. And in the toxicology report, she was sober. So I don't know. Silence. Walking around confused as shit. Don't know why it's still quiet. Kind of weird. Anyway, you have to imagine she'd be hearing the police sirens.
That woman was later identified as Jillian Schreiner. The officers gave Schreiner repeated verbal commands to drop the handgun. However, she did not comply. Moments later, Schreiner racked the handgun, pointed it at the officers, and fired, resulting in an officer-involved shooting. Here is additional body-worn video from...
I swear to God, this is not a real person. This has to be like dead internet AI.
The officers involved in this incident.
Imagine if you were his kid and you came home with like a D. How awful that lecture would be. Son, it's really disappointing.
Put the gun down!
All right, so you can hear helicopters and police sirens.
What?
Hey, hold it for me. We got
I have an armed resident
Hey,
put the gun down! Put it down! Put it down on the ground! Put it down on the ground!
X38, help call for a 450 female with a gun.
So they were back here looking for the suspects and then saw her with a gun. They're like, what? And she's like, what?
Be behind the residence.
Lay the gun down!
Lay the gun down!
We got one that goes, we got an armed suspect. Do not! Man, put the gun down!
Put the gun down!
Put the gun down!
She's walking away.
Party's walking in the other direction.
Yeah.
She's armed.
long gray shirt, black hair, black pants. She has a gun in her hand.
Put the gun down!
Yeah, she looks like gun. Man, put the gun down, okay? You have cover?
I'm guessing she's still just staying there confused. We do get other angles.
Yeah. Do you have visual of her?
Yeah, I can't see her right now. The gun's not up.
Now, we're trying to help you.
Put the gun down.
Come on with your hands up.
Drop the gun. You're going to get shot. You're getting shot. It's the police. Drop the gun. Drop the gun.
So, I saw some people saying that she couldn't see that they were cops because they're behind this big ass fence, which sure she probably couldn't see most of them. Some people were saying that they didn't identify themselves as cops. They did, as you just heard right there. I do think it took a little while. It took like almost 2 minutes for them to say that they were cops, but did they not give the strong impression? Yeah, I was reading some comments on this. Some people are saying like, well, she couldn't confirm that they were police, and maybe she thought it was like the robbers when they were pretending to be cops. I'm like, really? You think robbers would have like 4 people with helicopters screaming, "Ma'am, put down the gun"? FBI, open it up! Just a grenade goes off. Bro, she's either deaf from her husband's bass or she's a dumbass. Probably both. Probably a bit of both. Is this retarded idiot talking about his mom in the chat being like, my mom is so much cooler than your mom? What the fuck is happening? Abortion, people. Not always a bad decision. How the fuck do you do that? Be like, you're all a bunch of poser idiots. I'm so much cooler than you. My mommy is so much better. Anyway, they identified themselves as police.
Put the gun down!
Hey, what is she doing?
So if you were out in your yard and there was a police helicopter and you could hear sirens and there's 4 men with sunglasses and faded hairlines like me shouting at you to point your gun down, ma'am, while aiming guns at you, would you assume that they're probably robbers breaking into your house or that they're probably the police? And remember, you're supposedly sober.
Can't see from what is she doing right now?
I have to take the gas down.
She just lifted it up.
Get down. Shut.
Now, this part was just disappointing on all sides, and I'll explain why in a second. Oh, whatever. So she fired 1 shot at them. They fired, it sounded like maybe 4 or 5 shots at them. They hit her, they grazed her in the shoulder once. That's some terrible shooting, gotta say. And police, bad job. You gotta work on your accuracy. Some of these body cams are pretty similar. Yeah, so her view is basically the top of their their neck and their head. So you could argue like, yeah, maybe she couldn't see the entire uniform and specifically the badge, but I feel like you get enough of the impression to figure out what's going on. They're not dressed like cops, you know? Mardik BM says, that is LA, do not trust anyone. Yeah, I agree, but I mean, if you're thrown in this sudden situation, which one are you gonna assume with right away, you know? Where are we at?
They hold the frequency. We got eyes on the suspect.
Like, I agree, there are shit corrupt cops out there, but in this situation, it doesn't seem like that.
Hey, Aisha, we got eyes on the suspect. We're in the rear residence of
Put the gun down! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down!
Stupid as fuck on her part because she lives not only in California but LA. Even if the robber was inside her house and she shot him, she'd go to jail. So why is she walking out in the yard with a gun? Not that I would disagree with that if it was legal there, but it's definitely not.
Lay the gun down!
And he has a gun.
Do that! Put the gun down! Put the gun down!
Hey, it's a female Hispanic. Long gray shirt, black hair, black pants. She has a gun in her hand.
Oh, they shot her. She was Hispanic.
Put the gun down! What's that gun? Yeah, put the gun down, okay?
Yeah.
Need a play, need. Go for the gun out here. Yeah, I can't see you right now. The gun's right up. Yeah, put the gun down.
The details that matter.
Drop the gun! You're gonna get shot! You're getting shot! It's the police! Drop the gun!
I love the way he says it's like, hey, you're getting shot. Can you not?
Drop the gun!
So this is from her home security. And not only, so, a little bit of a spoiler for you. She does this weird standoff, fires at the cops, gets shot in the shoulder, and she extremely casually walks back inside and then calls the police herself. Which I believe is on here. She's standing up there, all Clint Eastwood, being like, make my day, punk, fired at them. Why did you cut the sound of gunshots out? If you didn't see it up in that top corner there, you could see the bullets. So she's shot right now. She's been hit in the shoulder. And she's just fucking walking by like nothing happened. Yeah, up here you'll see the bullets hit the ground in a second. Pulls up, fires, immediately, bam, bam, bam. Not even fucking close to her. What the hell are you guys doing?
Schreiner was struck by gunfire and fled into her residence. Here is an additional 911 call made after the officer-involved shooting.
So this is apparently Miss Schreiner's babysitter calling the police for her inside the house, and you hear Schreiner, and now this dude looks even dumber than he already did.
Oh, there were 3 men. She says there were 3 men, and one of them shot her, and the cops are looking for him right now. They have their guns out, and, like, I don't know if they found him yet or not, but they told me to not look out the window, so I'm not doing that.
So he's not in your yard. You don't know that he's there?
Well, he was in my yard because that's where he shot her.
Oh, okay.
He shot from the other side? Okay, he shot from the other side of the gate.
Other side. I had my gun.
Okay.
And he said, put down that gun, put down that gun. I said, put down your fucking gun.
Did you all hear that? I will let her repeat herself.
Okay, he shot from the other side of the gate.
Other side. I had my gun.
Okay.
And he said, put down that gun, put down that gun. I said, put down your fucking gun.
Oh,
and
okay.
then
So, first of all, she's saying it's one person. There were 4 right there. So she was aware that the police were shouting at her, put down that gun, and she goes, put down your fucking gun. And she still hasn't thought, oh shit, maybe these are the cops? Like, bro, they had to have not been shooting to kill. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. What? And you know the dispatcher's like, I know the police are there right now. What are you talking about?
Okay, that's what happened, I guess. So
yeah.
Okay.
So you guys don't know where
Super calm, by the way, remember, she's been shot in the shoulder. And she's like, yeah, I had my gun. I told him to stop.
he went.
Okay, babe, just please breathe, okay? Okay. How long do you think until someone can be here?
Well, the
We're there right now.
officers are looking for this man. That's why I'm asking. Do you know where he went?
I have no idea where he went. Where was he when you got shot?
There are 3 men out at the other side of this fence here.
Okay.
This woman has to feel like the dumbest fucking idiot alive at this point. Now that everything's clearly been put out there to see, is she like, oh, I am fucking retarded?
Approximately 1 hour after the officer-involved shooting, Schreiner exited her residence and was taken into custody without further incident. Here is additional body-worn video.
So was she in her house for an hour with the cops aiming guns at it, surrounding it, and she's like, huh, I wonder if they got him yet.
Video from one of the officers involved in the incident.
At this point, she knew she fucked up.
Hey, she shot. She shot on her arm. Do you want to cuff her? You want me to cuff her? Okay.
By the way, 2 of the 3 original suspects had gotten away now that she distracted them.
Patrolling, getting back.
How do you respond to that? If that was your wife, boyfriend, partner, whatever, and you found out that this exact situation happened to them, what would your response be?
One of the 3 initial suspects wanted for the hit and run was ultimately detained by CHP officers a short distance away. He was subsequently questioned and released. CHP investigators will be submitting the hit and run case for filing consideration against this suspect. It was later determined that Schreiner was not involved in the initial hit and run incident and actually lived at the residence she was seen at.
Fucking Christ.
Los Angeles Fire Department paramedics responded and transported Schreiner to a local hospital to be treated for the gunshot wound she sustained as a result of the officer-involved shooting. While there, medical staff were seen at Los Angeles Fire.
That went straight through her fucking like armpit and she just walked it off. God damn, she's retarded, but strong as fuck. That is a crazy woman, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be careful. There's no sharp objects in the bedroom with her around. That is terrifying.
Fire Department paramedics responded and transported
clean shot though, went right through her.
Schreiner to a local hospital to be treated for the gunshot wound she sustained as a result of the officer-involved shooting. While there, medical staff determined that Schreiner would require extended treatment and admittance to the hospital.
I'm not mad.
Investigators recovered a Glock 9mm handgun Schreiner was armed with, as well as a spent cartridge casing at scene, and booked them as evidence. Schreiner was absentee booked for attempted murder. She was subsequently released from custody after posting bail and is scheduled back to court on April 30th, 2025.
Being charged with attempted murder on an officer. Oh my God. So the bass player for Weezer is about to be single.
Jillian Schreiner is a 51-year-old resident of Los Angeles.
In the next several months,
Oh, the fuck is that? Anyway, to quote the film, "Thank you for smoking," I just cannot imagine a way in which you could have fucked up anymore. That was ridiculous. Bro's got less emotion than the average geography teacher. I wonder if he talks the same way in all cases. Like, family was murdered and he'd be like just that flat and monotone the whole life. Why is Mick still making retard noises over here in the corner? Go do something better with your time, man. If a proper response would be, say it ain't so. God damn it, not again. I love the ma'am, there were 4 dudes yelling at you with helicopters and glasses and guns and everything. Like, I don't know what to make of that one. I'm all for holding cops accountable when they fuck up, but I don't see it in that situation at all. So, if you learned anything from the Wyatt's Metal podcast today, it's don't text kids, even if you're related to them. Don't shoot at police. And don't be Mick whatever. Sorry, ma'am, your husband got brutally murdered. Sorry, here's short video footage of the scene. Right? It was at this time your husband was ran over by that drunk driver. Like, oh my god! He's just sitting there all monotone. Mr. Darkmore has a birthday next month. Hey, shout out to you, man. Happy early birthday. After all that, I think we need to look at a festival lineup. Could we do Sweden Rock Festival? Oh shit! Someone said that court date is today. So have a part 3 of the story soon. What time? Oh man, is it live? Probably not. I didn't know that. I will be looking out for that. Cool. Let's see. On a happier and less getting shot note, have you ever been to Fire in the Mountains Fest? I have not. It looks extremely interesting. All the extreme nature of it. No, I'd like to go, but I have not been yet. But I would recommend people go to that one. Let's do... I will look at the Sweden Rock Fest lineup, and then we're going to wrap it up for today. I have to work on more videos, aka play modded Red Dead Redemption. On my other gaming channel that I started that I didn't upload anything yet because I suck. I've been busy doing this. I do want to make a video there just quickly going over like all the mods I added to Red Dead and how cool it is. It'll be really short, like thrown together thing, not with the editing expertise of this channel, but it will be fun. All right. Sweden Rock Fest 2025. These are the exact days I will be at the Satan Festival in Iceland. So if you're not going to that one, come here. I like that all festivals are 4 days now. Slipknot, Korn, Scorpions, Sabaton. Can't believe Scorpions are still around. They've retired like 14 times now. I like Slipknot, cool. Ginger, awesome. King Diamond, fuck yes. Massive King Diamond fan. I love Sabaton. I know a lot of people like to hate on them, but I like War. Creator, Blind Guardian, Hypocrisy. I love Hypocrisy a lot. Doro, Queen, love Doro. Abbott, Exodus. Random was like cattle decapitation. Samantha Fish. I don't know who that is. I just thought it was funny to mix. Old Man's Child, cool, very cool. They're playing the Fire in the Mountains Festival in America. We've got. I don't see any big ass truck. I don't know if this festival's cool. If it was really cool, they would have a big ass truck. No, it's a pretty good lineup. There's a lot here I would watch. First Aid, got Slipknot, Ginger, King Diamond, Windrose, fuck yeah, Cattle Decap. I don't know any of this stuff. I like the ones I said. We've got Mirror's all right. Not really too big in these, except for Moonspell would be cool. Striper, I didn't see that before. Daro and Creator, always welcome. Dark Tranquility, always welcome. Sex Pistols, Korns, meh. I like this. Meshuggah, Running Wild, Orbit Culture, Dragon Force, that's cool. Abbott, fuck yeah. I think it's pretty good. I've heard a lot about this festival. I like that they mix in some clearly not metal, but just like old school rock stuff. So who's checking out the Sweden Rock Festival? Dad is banned. Mick Maggot has been in here for going on 2 hours trying to fucking harass people. Dude, imagine what you claimed to be 50 something earlier. Dude, imagine getting to his age and spending your time doing that. No love for Opeth. They're cool. I respect them as musicians, but it's not really music I'm super into. You know? Like, yeah, I know you're all really talented. That's very cool. Michael's funny. Music just is kind of boring to me. Hell yeah, I'm part Nordic Swedish, so why not go back? There you go. Yeah, I'll definitely check out Sweden Rock Fest sometime. Anyway, I think that is about it for this episode of the Wyatt's Metal Podcast. I don't think we really got anything else to talk about. But yeah, this was a pretty fun episode. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Check out Dark Insanity. We have stuff coming up. We were playing with Carnivore at the Whiskey in October. We're trying to get another whiskey show soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. I will be at the Satan Festival in Iceland in June. Holy shit, gonna be awesome. Plenty more videos coming up, and I'll try to do some gaming stuff too when I find the time. But yeah, remember, don't be like Mick. Do something with your life. Go touch grass and make fun entertainment. Don't be a retard who's spending his time spasming on the internet. Anyway, that's it for now. See you next week. Take it away.
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.